Hey guys, it's Julia, and today I'm going to be guiding you through a beginner-friendly sequence for flexibility and opening the hips. Okay, so today we're going to start on hands and knees. Pause the video and grab a blanket if you need a little bit of extra padding underneath your knees. And we're gonna stack the hips directly above and shoulders directly above the wrists. Just check out your alignment here, make sure everything's good to go. And just a few moments to link breath with movement. Move through cat-cow, and as you inhale, drop the belly, arch the back. Look up, and as you exhale, round through the spine, push up through the shoulder blades, and drop the head. With your own breath, inhaling, drop the navel, lift the chest, arch the back, exhale, round the spine. Focus more on rounding the spine through the shoulders and the upper portion of the back instead of tucking the tail. So find that organic movement, moving back and forth with your own breath. Four more times, allowing the breath to lead the movement. Finishing the inhale as the back arches. Exhale, look in towards the navel. Push up through the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach forward, look up. Exhale, round the spine, look in towards the navel. And whenever you're ready, you're going to come to a neutral spinal position and extend the left leg back behind you. Then extend the right palm out in front of you, and you can keep it placed on the mat. If this is enough for you to balance, stay here. And if you'd like a little bit more, try lifting the back leg, and then try lifting the right arm. Keep your hips level here. You don't want to be lifting up and out to the side. It's going to make it more difficult to balance. So lower that left hip in line with the right one and reach through the fingertips, through the tips of the toes. Tuck the navel in towards the spine and breathe. Keep your neck neutral, looking down at the mat. And if you'd like a little bit more, reach back and grab that left foot and push into the palm. Breathe here. Always coming out the same way you came. Inhale, reach through the fingertips and the feet. Exhale, lower. And take a couple more rounds of cat-cow just to neutralize the spine. And then we're going to switch sides here. So right foot comes back behind you. Place the toes on the mat. Extend the left arm out in front. If this is enough for you, stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, lift the leg and then lift the arm. Gaze down at your mat, making sure you drop that right hip in line with the left so that you can lift up through the hip flexor. Reach through the tips of the toes and the fingers. Breathe. If you'd like a little bit more on this side, reach back, grab that left foot, kick into the palm of your hand, and push down through that left leg. Breathe. And then extending both out in front of you, one long line of energy. Exhale, lower. Take a little mini child's pose here. Sending the hips back towards the heels. And inhale, come back up to all fours. Check out your alignment. Make sure that the feet are parallel. shoulders above the wrists. Inhale, lift the right arm out towards the side. As you exhale, thread the needle through that space you've created, coming onto the right cheek, and extend the left arm out in front of you. Place the palm on the mat so you can get a little bit of leverage. Just sort of twist open here. Opening the shoulders. Breathe. Take a minute to pay attention here to the movement of the belly and where your breath travels when you're twisting. Just notice. And bring that left palm to frame the side of the face so you can press into the mat and lift that right arm out towards the side of the room one more time. Exhale and lower back down. Other side. Inhale, lift the left palm. Exhale, thread through that space, coming onto the left ear, and extend the right arm out in front of you. Breathe. Using this palm to just press into the mat and twist yourself open a little bit deeper. Breathing into the space you create with the shoulder blades. Notice the breath. Notice the belly. And then bring that right palm to frame the face here. Press into the mat. Inhale, lift the left arm up and out to the side. Exhale, lower back down. And then from here, you can press your palms into the mat, tuck the toes, and send the hips up and back for downward dog. Maybe this is your first down dog of the day, so you want to take a minute to just walk it out, bending one knee, and then the other knee. Just finding a little bit of movement in the hips. Draw the chest down towards the tops of the feet, heels down towards the mat. Really try to reach the crown of your head all the way down to the floor. If your feet don't come all the way down, that's okay. Just energetically trying to get those movements working in those directions. And then we're going to create a little flow here, going back to the hands and knees that we just came from. So on your inhale, drop the knees, look forward, reach through the chest. As you exhale, sink the hips back towards the heels, child's pose. Inhale, come through all fours, tabletop position, tuck the toes. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, coming onto all fours. Breathe, arch the back. Exhale, sink the hips, child's pose. Inhale, moving through your tabletop. Exhaling, tucking the toes to send the hips back for downward dog. Inhale, lower the knees. Exhale, sink the hips. 2 more times with your own breath. After taking a few breaths just to rest here, we're going to inhale, tuck the toes, and send the hips back for downward dog. And stay in your down dog for 5 breaths. Long, steady breathing. Focus on drawing the collarbones down towards the ground. Keeping activation between the shoulder blades. Arms strong, pressing into the mat. Sort of pushing it away from you. And whenever you're ready, we're gonna inhale to lift the right leg. Exhale, pull it through. Place the right knee next to the right wrist and lay the foot out parallel in front of you as we prep for pigeon. So untuck the toes. Find a little bit of buoyancy in this pose for a minute. You should be able to bounce up and down a little bit. Check on your back leg. And inhale, Broaden the chest. Exhale, fold over that front leg, walking the fingertips out in front of you. And if you can, lay your forehead down on the mat. Pigeon. Notice if you're holding any unnecessary tension here. We tend to clench our jaws or shrug our shoulders in this pose. Just release wherever you can find release. Even in your hips as you're stretching here, see where you can find release. Breathe. Deep, steady, full inhales and exhales. Each exhale sends you a little bit deeper. And then, after a few breaths here, you can start walking the fingertips back up. Take a full inhale, tuck the toes, and exhale to send that right foot back into your downward dog. And maybe walk the feet out here, twist to one side and then the other. Just getting symmetry back in your hips. Maybe nod the head yes, shake the head no. And then inhale the left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, pull it through, place it down in front of you, pigeon on the other side. Adjust your stance here so you can get that little bit of buoyancy. Inhale, broaden the chest, lift the collarbones, and exhale, walk the fingertips out in front of you and lay your forehead down on the mat. Really focus on rolling that left hip out towards the left side. And then relax and breathe. Find the unnecessary tension that you're holding and release. Notice the jaw, notice the shoulders. Notice the back leg. Two more breaths here. Feel the back of the chest rising with the inhales and falling with the exhales. And then walk the fingertips back up to frame the hips, tuck the toes, and press the left leg back and down into your downward dog. Reach through the chest down towards the mat, and inhale, draw the chest forward to the top of a push-up. Pull up through the shoulder blades, and then as you exhale, lower down in between your hands, bending, keeping the elbows in close towards the chest. Stop when you're just a couple inches away from the ground. Untuck the toes and pull all the way up through the chest. So the only thing that should be touching your mat is the tops of your feet and the palms. And then lift up through the crown of the head, look up towards the ceiling. Tuck the toes one more time and push the hips up and back for downward dog. And then from here, inhale to reach the right leg up and back. Exhale, pull it through, place it down on the outside edge of your right palm this time. And so from here, you can either choose to take the advanced variation, which is lifting the back leg, or you can lower it down onto your padding, whichever works. So taking the variation of your choice, you could stay here, or you could lower down onto the forearms. Take a little lizard's pose. Breathe here. Remember, option to drop that back knee if you need it. Pull through the right edge right pinky toe edge of your foot, so you can just sink in towards that space that you made in your hips here. And breathe. And come back up onto your palms. You can stay here if you'd like. If you want a little bit more, bend that back knee and reach with your right hand to grab the back foot and draw in towards the center. Just breathing here, get a little twist. Maybe look over your right shoulder. So if this is enough for you, stay here. If you find that you can't maintain a slow, steady, calm breath, then just find your way out of the pose. Maybe take a little break, a little child's pose. Always focus on maintaining the integrity of the breath. And exhale, lower that back leg, pressing into the mat, coming up on the back ball of the left foot. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back, and just open the hips out, stack the hips out towards the side here. Maybe even look under your left shoulder at that left foot if you can. But drop the left hip as well. Then as you exhale, lower down, downward dog. Option to take a vinyasa, inhaling towards the top of the push-up, keeping activation on the shoulder blades. Draw the elbows in towards the chest and lower knees, chest, chin. Tuck the toes, tops of the feet and palms press into the mat. And exhale, push the hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, pull it through, place it through on the left side of your left palm. Option to stay here or drop the back leg, whichever variation works for your practice today. You can always come back as well and do it again. Lower down onto the forearms, keeping that back leg straight and strong. Pushing through the left side of the knee. Breathe here. An option to drop the knee. And then inhale, walk back up onto your palms. Stay here or bend that back leg. Reach with your left palm and pull the tips of your toes in towards the center. Open the chest out to the left side. Breathe. Exhale, release the back leg. Palms come out in front of you as you tuck the back toes and send the left leg up and back. Open the hips, stacking the hips. Left foot comes underneath and look through your right shoulder. Drop that left shoulder so that you can maintain activation in both of your palms. And exhale. Lower back down, downward dog. Inhale, bring the right leg up in between the hands, plant the foot, drop your back knee here, and we're gonna come into a little flow. So as you inhale, lift up over the hips. Exhale, sink into your lunge. You can take the hands on the hips, maybe cactus arms, drawing the shoulder blades in towards each other down the back, whatever works for you. And then as you exhale, frame the foot, draw back on the right hip and straighten the right leg, bow forward. Inhale, lunge, bending the right knee, add your arms. Exhale, straighten the front leg, bow forward, send those hips back. With your own breath, inhaling, bend the knee, add the arms. Exhale, frame the foot, draw back on the hips, straighten the leg.
bow forward. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lunge. Add the arms, lift through the chest, humble chin. Exhale, frame the foot, straighten the leg. And then pressing down into the mat, you can just go ahead and reach that right foot back behind you, coming back onto all fours. And take a moment to just move through your cat-cow one more time. Inhale to drop the belly. Exhale to round the spine, looking towards the navel. With your own breath, just finding a little flow. And exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips back, downward dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up in between the hands, plant it down into your mat, lower that back knee, and we're gonna come to a flow this time on the other side. So inhale, lift up over the hips, add your arms, cactus arms, or hands can come down. Exhale, frame the foot, straighten that front leg, come back onto the heel and draw the hips back, bow forward. Inhale, lunge, bend the knee, add the arms. Exhale, frame the foot, come back onto the heel. With your own breath, 3 more times, inhaling, reaching through center, up over the hips. Exhale, frame the foot, draw back on that left hip. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, straighten. And when you straighten back, really focus on drawing the chest more towards the foot than bowing the crown of the head down. That's how you'll get more of a stretch in your hamstrings, is pulling back while also pulling forward. And once you get that isometrical action down, it's just really opens you up. So exhale, lower. And this time, pressing into the mat, just reaching that left leg back behind you. Tuck the toes, exhale, downward dog. Okay, this is your last downward dog of your practice, so just take any micro movements you might need, the movements on the neck or twisting. Maybe you want a little bit of a puppy pose, so you'll just sink down onto your arms. And exhale, lower the knees. Come to kneeling on your mat, so add your padding if you need some. Lifting all the way up, make sure your feet are parallel right behind you. And we're gonna come into a little flow. So inhale, reach the arms up overhead. As you exhale, place them down on your lower back, reach through the arms, and then exhale, right cheek comes down to the mat. So you should feel a little bit of like activation in between the shoulder and the neck, the more that you're reaching as you lower down. Inhale, come all the way back up, arms reach alongside the ears. Exhale, reach back behind you, add the ear, left side of the face comes down towards the mat. Inhale, reach up, add the arms, look up. Exhale, lower, right cheek to the mat, reach back behind you, hands come to the low back. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, lower, hands to low back, left cheek to the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Linking each movement with your breath. And then the next time that you come all the way up to your kneeling position, we're gonna stay here. So exhale, hands can come onto your hips. Adjust your stance, and we're gonna go into a camel position. So walk the hands back, down towards the heels if that's possible for you. If not, just hands on the low back, and this energetically is enough and is gonna give you the same benefits as going all the way into the full expression of the posture.
But if you can, lower your palms down to grab your heels, lifting up through the chest and drawing the shoulder blades in towards each other on the back. And then you could add the neck, looking back behind you. Breathe here. Push through the hips towards the front of the room. And exhale. Walk all the way back up. And we're just gonna sit lightly in between our legs here for hero's pose. So keeping the spine long, imagine a string lifting you all the way up through the crown of your head. Just regain your breath, regain your balance. From here, if this is enough, stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, we're just gonna go ahead and actually lower down in between our feet on either side. Forearms could be enough. And if you want a little bit more, you could come lying all the way down on your back and even reach your arms up overhead, grabbing opposite elbows. Just slow, steady breathing here. Feeling the belly rise with the inhales and fall with the exhales. You're ready, coming out the same way you came in. Lift up onto the forearms, up onto the palms, and you can go ahead and extend your legs out in front of you. Just coming to a comfortable seated position, move the flesh from your sits bones. Place the palms back behind you, broaden through the chest, inhaling, reaching up. And as you exhale, we're gonna reach forward with the arms, but don't fold all the way. You just wanna get that elongation in the spine here, reaching the chest towards the tops of the feet. And as you exhale, bring that right knee out towards the center, bend the heel in towards the left leg. So we're gonna come into another little mini flow here. And as you inhale, you're gonna place the right arm back behind you, lift the hips towards the front of the room, and lengthen the left arm out alongside the left ear. On your exhale, sit the hips back down into that same position, and then fold forward over the left leg. So with your own breath, inhaling, kind of cartwheel the arms, press into the mat to lift the hips and reach through the left arm. Exhale, sit the hips back, fold forward over the left leg. Just seeing how slow and graceful you can make these movements. Really using the breath as a tool to get the most out of each posture. Exhales always to compress the body, and inhales always to help expand. Lift up, exhale, sit the hips, fold forward. One more time, place the right palm back behind you, come onto the knees, lift the hips, exhale, lower back down and fold forward. Inhale, come all the way back up and extend the right leg out to the right side. So take a wide seated stance here. And as you inhale, just lengthen the spine, lift the chest, and exhale, start walking the fingertips out towards the center. When you feel you've gone as far as you can, then feel free to just bow the head, come down onto the mat. Any places that you can relax. Don't do any more work than you need to.
Notice if your mind has wandered and come back to this moment in this room. Into your breath. And whenever you're ready, start walking the fingertips in towards the center. And then bend the left knee. Heel comes in towards the right thigh, and we're going to do the flow on this other side. So inhale, come on to the left knee and reach the hips forward. Exhale, sit back onto your mat, fold forward over that right leg. Inhale, cartwheel the arms, left palm back behind you. Right arm reaches up as you push the hips forward. Exhale, sit back down, fold and reach the left arm. See if you can make each movement slow and intentional. Inhale, expand. Exhale, fold. 2 more times with your own breath. Okay, and then whenever you're ready, lift back up. You can just bring the left leg out to meet the right. Extend it out in front of you. If you'd like a forward bend, feel free to take one. So reach forward with the chest. Once you feel like you've pulled as far as you can, fold forward and bow over the hips. Exhale. We're going to roll down on the spine, 1 vertebra at a time. And lie back down onto your mat. Keeping the knees bent, extend the right leg up and bend it out towards the right side. So the razor edge, the pinky toe edge of your right foot should come on your left thigh. Inhale to reach in between that space that you've created. Interlace your hands back behind the left thigh and draw in towards the center of the chest. Breathe. Exhale, release. Bring that right foot planted down into the mat. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bend it out towards the side. Pinky toe edge of the foot comes on the right thigh. Reach in between, interlace your hands back behind the thigh, and exhale, pull in towards the center of the chest. Notice if one side is tighter than the other. Sometimes on one side I can grab my thigh, and then on the other side I can grab my shin. Just each hip, each side is always going to be different. Find steady breathing here. Exhale to release. Plant both feet into the mat. Arms come alongside the hips here. And as you inhale, roll up on the spine to lift the hips, lift the chest. Keep the chin tucked away from the top of your chest. So create a little bit of space there, and exhale, lower back down. With your own breath, press into the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale to stay. Lift all the way up. If this is enough for you, stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, interlace your hands back behind you and shimmy your shoulder blades. underneath the back. Press down into the mat so you can lift just a little bit higher. Exhale, release. I'm going to take a little twist. So just lift the hips up, place them on the left side of your mat. Allow the knees to fall to the right. Open the arms out into a T, gaze to the left. Press the feet into the mat, lift the hips, place them on the right side. Let the knees fall to the left, gaze to the right. Just a little gentle twist. Inhale, come up through the center. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug here. Maybe rock side to side. Give yourself a little massage. Maybe take a minute to drop the left leg. Reach the right knee in towards the right shoulder. Draw the left knee in towards the left shoulder. Working on the other side, kind of pinch that hip flexor. Mini point. And both, just one more time. Give yourself a little hug. And grab the outside pinky toe edges of your feet. Peel them out towards the sides and take a happy baby before our Shavasana. Get a little bit of movement here if you want. If you want to take it to the next level, peace fingers around the big toes and pull out towards the side, keeping your shoulder blades on the ground. Give you a little bit of pull. Deep breaths here. Extend the legs out in front of you. Grab whatever you need to be comfortable for Shavasana. Arms come alongside the hips. Palms facing towards the ceiling, open to receive. And just close the eyes. Draw the attention inward. Release all conscious control of your breathing and enjoy the dessert of your practice. Stick the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Release any tension in the arms and let the feet gently splay out to the sides. Each exhale, just allowing you to relax a little bit more onto the surface that's supporting you. Please pause the video and take Shavasana as long as you need. And then whenever you're ready, slowly start to deepen the breath. Adding micro movements in the fingers and the toes. Fluttering the eyes open. Maybe reach the arms up overhead and take a morning stretch. And exhale, turn over onto one side, taking a couple breaths in this nice fetal position. Press the right palm in towards the mat,
So you could push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Hands come in towards the heart center. Inhale once, exhale to sigh it out. The highest and brightest in me recognizes and honors the highest and brightest in you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. I hope you liked this video, and if you want to join me for more practices, my full video library is available on Amazon. It's free with Prime. So you can follow along on your TV, tablet, or from the Amazon app on your phone. That way you can take a yoga class with me virtually anywhere.